there, you're listening to the season finale of 10 Films I Hate About You, the podcast where we systematically work our way through my DVD collection and throw things in the bin. I'm here not just with my fantastic partner Kevin today.
She's sucking up now.
I'm trying my best. I think I'm going to be outvoted on this one. I also have brought to the table two guest stars of this podcast who are experts in their own right. We have with us Kyle, who's an expert on having opinions.
Hello.
And also Andre, who's an expert in almost finished her film degree.
Oh, well.
She's involved.
So many experts on this podcast. Why would you go anywhere else? So we've all done our homework, and this one's going to be a little bit different to our regular episodes because what we've done is we've gone ahead and watched Buffy the Vampire Slayer from 1992. One of my favourites from my collection from the early 90s. Can't go wrong with a bit of Buffy, I think.
I've never seen
I might
the
be
TV
alone.
show. So.
Haven't you? I haven't seen it either, actually.
Not really.
Have you
Kyle,
seen it?
have you seen the TV show?
No.
Oh, there you go.
I played the video game.
Haven't even read the comic.
This is our only Buffy experience. And we're experts.
Yeah, now, with this one.
So, as with our other special episode, what's going to happen is each of us is going to have 10 minutes to argue what we think should happen with this DVD. Some may want to keep it, some may want to throw it, some may want to throw it off of Mount Everest. I don't know.
There's
I don't
not
know
much
what's
to
going to
argue.
happen. Isn't there?
No.
I'm going to argue my points hard.
Yeah, because you want to keep this movie. Like every other bloody movie we've done in this podcast.
Spoiler alert, Kevin.
Yeah, she's never thrown any of them out.
Hey, actually, that is incorrect. I agreed to throw out High School Musical 3 Senior Year Extended Edition. That was bad. I admit
it's still here. I can still see it.
That is the throwing out pile. It is sitting there waiting to be thrown.
Full of lies.
Anyway, let's get to the blurb, right? Because that's what everyone wants to hear. Blonde, bouncy Buffy, Christy Swanson,
Bouncy indeed.
is your... Oh my hat. Look, I was going to make a positive comment on the alliteration, and now, look, ruined. Is your typical high school cheerleader. Her goal is to marry Christian Slater and die, and nothing gets in her way when it's time to shop. But all that changes when a strange man, Donald Sutherland, informs her she's been chosen by fate to kill vampires. With the help of a romantic rebel, Luke Perry, Buffy is soon spending school nights protecting LA from Lothos, the vampire king, his sidekick Lefty, and their determined gang of bloodsuckers. It's everything you'd expect from a teen queen in the valley. That's the blurb.
False advertising.
You think so? I think there's a bit of a spoiler in there. Like, is Lefty really called Lefty from the start of the film?
He has an actual name. I can't remember what it is, but...
Oh, Pee Wee Herman is his name.
Pee Wee Herman. Was it the guy that played Pee Wee Herman?
Yeah, it was the guy who played Pee Wee Herman.
Oh.
You not picked that up?
No. No, because I was like... I thought he was Boy George.
Why do you think he was overacting the whole time?
If Chanstar could make it, which he couldn't because he's working on a top secret film thing, I'm pretty sure that would have been his main argument to keep this DVD.
I confused him with one other actor. It's the guy that voiced Black Beauty.
Alan Cumming.
Yeah. Oh, they look the same. I thought it was Boy George at the start because of his hair, but I was wrong. Well, I didn't even know who it was. So
All these faces are just like... okay. Anyway, we're about to spoil this thing for you. We're about to talk about all the pros and cons and things that we love because we all loved it. So, if you haven't seen this film, now is your final chance to go ahead and watch it. We won't be holding back, and you don't want this 1992 classic to be spoiled. We are back. We hope you enjoyed the film and the intro music. We're each going to have 10 minutes to argue our perspective on what should happen with this DVD and why we think those things should happen. We're going to kick this show off with Kevin, who's got plenty of opinions to share. So, Kevin,
no.
your 10 minutes or less starts now.
Alright, for everyone at the table, I don't name the characters, I name the actors, because I forget the characters' names. Mm-hmm. Especially how terrible the movies are sometimes. So what's her name? Christy Swanson. Look, the way I'm going to describe this movie, it felt like a parody of a porn parody.
What?
Does that make sense? That's how... It felt really like...
The campiness was too heavy.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to say corny, because that may feel like it's a compliment. But it's just like... The acting was like... I don't know. Like, I'm not an actor, obviously. But it just felt really... Some of it forced and
I feel like
awkward.
sometimes you're acting when you say we should throw things out.
No. That's method acting, baby.
It was worth a try.
But the first thing I saw was like, oh yeah, Joss Whedon wrote this thing.
Yes.
And I was like, oh god, alright.
Is that a bad thing?
No, like, it should have been good, but then, like, I've seen it before. That's the thing, is that I remembered it somewhat, but I blocked it off from my memory, obviously.
I'm sorry to interrupt your 10 minutes. I know that you say it should have been good because it's Joss Whedon, but I would like to defend Joss Whedon at this point and say
Other
that
than Justice League. Anyway.
he was on set during a lot of the filming, and Donald Sutherland in particular was ad-libbing a lot of his lines.
You're starting to protect this movie. I haven't even started my argument.
What I'm trying to say is
Wow.
that the final product was not Joss Whedon's, so let's
Yeah, the
not
director
be...
certainly didn't
It was
help.
Zack Snyder's.
Yeah. Like,
Surprise!
Well, the director, I
Let's-
can't remember her name now, but she's only got 2 film credits to her name, including Buffy.
oh, okay, yeah, because he
Or-
was...
There's a reason she didn't get
Yeah.
any more work.
But yeah, let's not take it out.
Yeah,
on
anyway,
Joss.
so she's a cheerleader. She's like that typical blonde, popular girl in a American high school. And then when she started dancing at the start, I was like, she's really off time here. She's really awkward. This is not a good start for this movie.
They're not going to make nationals.
No. Well, have you seen the team, Kyle? Have you seen their coach? Was it like shared the ball around? No.
Yeah, some motivational speaker.
Yeah. And,
So you're arguing to throw this DVD out because of bad dance moves?
I'm arguing to keep it in a tomb and put a stake through it and bury it in with all the crappy zombies. Oh, not the zombies. See, it felt like they're zombies because they move so slow. Vampires.
Uh-huh.
That's my argument.
Okay.
But as soon as you put it on, I didn't know what it was. And then I was just like, oh god, here we go again. I don't know how long ago we watched it. But anyway, so the cheerleaders, they look like they're 30. Like all the high school kids actually look like they're quite old. I don't know if you guys agree with that, but...
In fairness, that was every 90s
Yeah, that's
teen
true.
film.
That's true. It's maybe the fashion, like looking back, it's like, ugh. But some of them look very old. Like I said, like, it felt like a parody of a porn parody. Like, I don't know if the sexualization of the whole thing was intentional, but it felt like, they're kind of shoehorning it in there. Like, her doing somersaults in just like a sports bra and tights. And then Donald Sutherland in the background just... I've been looking for you. It was like, oh man, it was like in his hobo suit, in his like hat and like overcoat,
Giving off those rapey vibes.
and she's in high school. Who let this man in? You got to think most high schools, especially in America, would like have a security thing, sign in, go and look for whoever you're looking for. But no, he's just chilling in the locker room, female locker room. It was weird. Like, the positive thing is, like, it kind of, I guess, started some of the big actors. There was a lot of them there. There's Hilary Swank.
On paper,
Yes.
this is a really good cast.
Yeah, if you look at it and didn't know what the movie was,
Pee
and you
Wee
look at the
Herman.
that's not his name, but you know.
Paul Rubens.
yeah.
No. Yeah, Paul Rubens.
And Ben Affleck.
yes. Who
Seth
was...
Green's got a non-talking
Yeah,
role.
he was a vampire. I
The guy
think.
that played
yeah.
Lethos. I can't remember his name now. but-
Lothos.
Lothos,
Lothos. Sorry.
I think.
David Arquette.
Yeah.
Like the only thing that I remember Christy Swanson from is Big Daddy. She was
The girlfriend.
Adam Sandler's first girlfriend, the one at the end that worked at Hooters with that old man.
Oh, yeah.
that's her.
Yeah.
That's her. That's the only thing I remember her from.
She was also in Flowers in the Attic before Buffy. I'm pretty sure Buffy was like her peak. Like, I'm pretty sure on her Instagram profile, it says like...
Follow her on Instagram.
I do.
Oh,
It says original Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
That's not a good.
Original
That's
that.
not a good bio.
And
I played Buffy.
I love Trump, and like that's what her profile says.
Oh god! So she wears a "Make America Great Again" hat.
There's at least one of those pictures.
But anyway, there was a lot of like overselling that she's this blonde, popular chick. And like from what I've heard, the Buffy from the TV show, she's not greatly popular. I don't know. Like that's what I read from some of the reviews. But anyway,
I think because Joss Whedon got more control.
yeah. All right. Cool. You're really trying to protect this movie now.
I'm trying to protect.
You're trying to
Joss.
steer me away from my argument, mate.
Okay, I'm sorry. Talk about why it should be in a tomb some more.
Another thing that really like got to me is that, you know, you got Spider-Man with his spider sense. You have Buffy with her cramps.
The worst part is that was a Josh Whedon line. It was in the original script.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh. It's not even like, you know, girl power thing. It's just like, there's this hot chick and she's, you know, somersaults around. And like, it's probably one of the worst, like, you know, when she was training, when she finally succumbed to Donald Sutherland's, you know,
Succumbed. That's such a
to
strong
his,
word.
you know, I guess, luring of her to be, you're the chosen one. And like, you have a mole here. It's like, no, I got that removed. It's hairy. It's like, I'm pretty sure you're still that chick. Anyway, when you have training montages, they kind of pump you up. This one, it was just like,
The whole sound design was bad.
yeah, I know. Like, yeah, she can do cheerleader moves, but she can't fight. Like, not that quickly. Or is it just me?
I think it wasn't explained, but she has the powers from the previous Slayers. That's why she caught the knife in the locker room so easily.
Or that he threw really, like, gently.
She still caught it.
And one of the funniest things is that Luke Perry and David Arquette, when they were hanging out, like, see, I can't recap movies, so I'm just, like, focusing on all the shit things about this movie. It's just overly convenient that they got drunk near that cliff. And then Pee Wee Herman the vampire just, a victim. It's like, you could have gotten so many other people. Where are they? Like, Southern California, right?
LA.
It's LA. Yeah, alright, see? That's how much I paid attention watching this movie. And then Luke Perry just like, yeah, granted he was drunk, just goes into Donald Sutherland's car. Donald Sutherland's like really, he's a big creeper in this movie.
He phoned it in.
A lot. It's like, that's why I can't believe people would see him watching this movie for the first time going, oh, you know, he's the mentor. Nah, he seems like a rapist. That's just like, hey, you're the chosen one. You know, you're gonna fight vampires.
Well, you know what?
Hey.
She does.
Hey, she did.
So
she
was
did. Granted,
right.
she did. She did. You know, like I said, I love myself some good basketball movies. This one was just, they stole it straight from Teen Wolf.
Oh yeah, but ignored all the themes that Teen Wolf had with it.
Yeah, he just looked like a, you know, some guy who's like all cracked up. You know what I mean? Like, he's just running around on the court all sweaty with his big ears. Don't know if he's a vampire or not. But the thing with the vampires is that, you know, when you watch vampire movies now, they're strong, they're fast, they're really like athletic, and they're powerful. Like for most of the newer movies, like Twilight. But this one, they're really slow.
So wait,
like,
are you saying you would prefer Twilight over Buffy the Vampire Slayer?
the vampires are
1992?
Twilight?
Except for the shininess, hopefully.
Yeah, that's like the strengths and the powers. Yeah.
You heard it first. Season 2 of 10 Films I Hate About You.
This
I'm making
is how
Kevin
bad
watch Twilight.
This is how bad I'd want to get rid of this. Because like every time,
Oh, Twilight's a worse film. Don't marry yourself to that position.
Yeah.
It's a worse film.
Final remarks, Kev?
like I said, you know, felt like a parody of a porn parody. They oversold her being this hot thing, superhero thing, but you know, she didn't really sell that well. You know, the fight scenes were whatever, but I don't know, it was just all awkward, all over the place. Like this recap. That's how I
Excellent.
feel about it. But yeah, keep it in a tomb where
Hopefully, Kyle takes my side in his 10 minutes, which start now.
Unfortunately, you got false hope there. The biggest issue this film has is tone. It's supposed to be a a hip
Yes.
comedy, as it calls itself.
Oh, these kids with their hip things and their vampires.
The problem is it can't transition between the tones whatsoever. It doesn't know what it wants to be. It tries to be horror and fails. It tries to be comedy and fails. And the dialogue is some of the worst. They basically start making up words as if 90s kids were using them.
There was one that stuck with me. Oh, I forgot what it is. Yeah, go on.
Stuck with you that well.
Yeah.
You're just supporting Kyle's arguments.
Yeah, I'm just trying to jump on board.
Before you go any further with your arguments, Kyle, I'm guessing you want to throw it out.
Oh, yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Disappointing.
See,
Where did I
he
find
doesn't-
these
Did
people?
you not notice that energy when I walked in the room?
Did you notice the energy when he gave you back the DVD? He just drove off. He didn't even say hi.
Yeah, look, it's all over the place. I will give it credit. The only reason you would consider keeping this film is for the one scene where just after Buffy kills the two vampires and discovers vampires are real, she's getting ready for bed. She ties a ribbon in her hair and she goes to lay on her bed, and Lefos is sitting there behind her. This is a creepy scene, and it's from a better film. And she puts her she puts her head in his chest. He strokes her head. The camera pans, and suddenly you're in his lair. Sorry.
Yeah.
Is a creepy scene. Like, that's the only thing that's remotely scary in the film. It's such a good scene. It's so out of place in this film.
But her ribbon, Kyle.
Well, and I think, as Kev, you said before, with the her skills.
Yeah.
Like, it's never really explained, but it does feel like it's come from somehow down the line, even though it doesn't appear that she's related to other Slayers. It's just passed on somehow.
I think that's you bring a good point. It's just like, they didn't really insist on the lineage of.
No.
Didn't they establish it's whoever is born with a mark on their collarbone, a birthmark?
What about my face?
Almost, it's very different to Merrick, who seems to be the same old man. It's never explained. Does he reincarnate as a child and grow up? Does he just reappear in a later timeline?
Yeah, he just reappears in like female bathrooms.
Yeah,
That's what it seems like, because he doesn't have any abilities. And then he goes on to say very early on in the film, like, I can't interfere, which leads to his death, which I'll come to in a minute. But he says, I can't interfere, but never explains why.
Yeah.
And Buffy doesn't ask. He's just like, I can't interfere. He's like, well, I accept that. You're the one that'd be doing this better than me, but I
Trust
accept that.
you, old man. Let me just get changed.
I'm going to have to jump ahead to his death scene, which is one of the worst death scenes in all of film. It is that bad.
Okay.
After saying he can't interfere, he does a really... So, take a step back here. So, Lefos has Buffy in his spell, and that's never really clearly identified, but it has to be a spell, otherwise it doesn't make any sense. So, Buffy's about to succumb to him. Merrick steps in to try and stab him, telegraphs the stab badly. Lefos grabs it, very simply turns his wrist and stabs it back into Merrick,
Vampire
and then
strength.
just walks off. Buffy isn't ready, but she's ready 2 weeks later. Like... It doesn't make any sense, but the death scene is
Because he was talking normally, and then he just dies.
Yeah, like he butchers the Hamlet's. It was Hamlet's final line, wasn't it? The line that he goes out on.
I don't
Something
know
about
the
the music stopped
exact-
playing. It's Hamlet's final line before his death.
Oh, you know more about Shakespeare than I do.
I doubt that. You studied it. I didn't.
Yeah, look, I hate Hamlet.
Oh.
Should we keep Hamlet?
What I remember from the end of Hamlet is Hamlet turns to his best mate Horatio and is like, Horatio, tell my story. And then Horatio's like, I will. And he runs away.
Wherever that line's from, it had to have been improvised because it really seems like Donald Sutherland thought he was the hero of the film.
Yeah.
Because the dying scene doesn't make any sense.
Like, I wouldn't be surprised if they sold the movie to him that you're like the main protagonist.
Well, I don't know if you watched any of the special features on the DVD, but
No way you did, Kyle.
I skipped through a bunch of it. You're looking at the whole DVD, not just the movie.
That is true.
You gotta look at the special features.
Oh god. No, you're
They
gonna
were
give Katie ideas.
I appreciate
were
you more now, Kyle.
but no, Donald Sutherland in when they're doing cast interviews, and it's all hard cuts, and there's a 15-second one of Donald Sutherland, and the line, I'm going to butcher the line here, but it's basically, I didn't want to tell people that I was in a film called Buffy the Vampire Slayer. And I think that one line perfectly summarizes how much he did not want to be there and why he's phoned it in so badly.
Actually, funny that. What year did The Lost Boys come out?
1987,
What year did this come out?
1992.
So he's seen his son,
Yes.
Kiefer, in a vampire movie. He's going, I want to do a vampire movie too.
Maybe he needed money. I don't know.
Bad, apparently.
To roll back around to Powers as well. For some reason, they can't enter a room without you inviting them in. And it's never
Correct.
explained. But Lefty can punch through a car van and try and grab Luke Perry.
Yeah, well,
But
he
he
was
wasn't
entering
invited in.
through the roof, not through a door.
I don't see how that's a technicality. This is what all comes about. The tone is wrong, and then you come to the law. It makes no sense. Nothing is explained.
Did they assume that people knew that the vampire thing, like you can't invite them in? Did they just assume that people would know that?
Well, I don't think they assume that because they bring it up a few times in the film.
Yeah, I haven't read Dracula, so I'm not sure what they stole from what Joseph, whatever his name is, Whedon stole from that.
Yeah,
I'm fairly certain that's a rule that's also established in the Lost Boys, though.
Yeah, but it's not in this. Yeah, anyway, go on.
I think it's what I'm trying to say is I think it's like a common vampire thing.
Yeah, it's just like assumed, is it?
Yeah, I think so.
All right.
I'm not sure of the logic behind it, if that's what you're asking. I would ask my vampire mates, but they're on holiday
They're all
right
dead.
now.
Because of Buffy.
Yeah, sad story.
Now, Andre or Katie, you might be able to answer this question for me. Mm-hmm. Now, when Buffy saves Pike,
Yes.
why does she take him home? Like, it seems to be more advantageous because at that point, the vampires have only just found out about the Slayer. Well, they don't even know Buffy's the Slayer yet, I'm pretty sure.
No, they don't. They don't know her name. She's been unmasked.
Well, they don't really know who she is. They might assume, but come to that problem in a minute too. But
Just leading him.
why would a young girl take a guy who's got to be at least 3-4 years her senior home like that? If he can drink, he's got to be older than 21 and she's 17. There's at least a 4-year age gap there, which is already super creepy.
I'm going to hand this one to Andre because I don't think I can answer it without severely impinging my own argument.
Well, in high school, 4 years old is very attractive. 4 years older, I mean.
4 years old. Please don't listen to this.
It's, yeah.
Gee, you're like Lethos. You like the young girls.
It's like, I don't know. Girls have this thing where, well, young girls.
Yeah, but they didn't sleep together. Just brought him home. Nothing happened.
But it's
they
like,
had their weird close talking.
That's the thing. It's the attention of an older boy named Pike.
With his soul patch.
No, but Pike's not a name. It's a fish.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Shit, you remember that?
Because that whole scene is terrible. It could have been cut and you would have lost nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
but
type of
they need
pacing
to
of
show
that
the
scene.
sass, Kyle. It's the Mean Girls thing, you know?
Yeah, and you need it's like the two different sides. The girl who is perfect needs the boy that is broken. Okay?
Ah, yes,
Ooh,
I see.
so
I see.
deep. So
I
deep.
can't argue with that. You answered that much better than I expected. Oh, gee, where the hell do you go to from here?
The bin.
Oh yeah, the bin for one. The thing is, I don't get after the scene where she saves him. We'll cut back a touch. Why is it suddenly 2 weeks later that Lethos can now? She's ready for Lethos to consume. I don't know what he's. It's never strictly spoken.
Look, that's a mystery. That's.
It's called bad
You know what?
explaining of your law.
I think that's tension of mystery right there. We're developing the tension of the film.
So the same tension with the longest death scene I think I've ever seen.
Oh, Pee Wee
When Lefty
Herman's
dies, yeah, Pee Wee
death
Herman's
scene.
death scene
Best scene in the film.
just interrupts a very tense scene
Yeah.
constantly.
It went over the bloody credits.
I don't think Kyle watched to the end of the credits.
Was it the end of the credits? It was in mid credits.
It was mid credits.
Yeah.
Oh, and it keeps going.
Yeah.
No, I did because it's all the TV reporting at the end of that.
Yeah,
isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's right.
I guess the only thing I can rub to quickly about basically the design of the vampires are terrible. Like no wonder you think they're zombies, Kev, because they look like zombies.
Yeah.
The final fight scene feels like a zombie fight
It's so
scene.
slow.
It was slow. There's clearly no fight choreography. If they had a choreographer on there, they should have been fired and booted out of Hollywood forever because there is just the action is terrible. Also, I don't quite understand why, but she fights with a Cali flag at the end of a California flag at the end of the film. I don't understand what the message there is.
They don't want vampires in California, Kyle.
She was running
Yeah,
for
but
Miss California.
It's like from the film Patriot, where Mel Gibson charges in with the American flag. And it's supposed to be very patriotic. That's what this feels like it's supposed to be, just earlier.
Yes, that's a great point, Kyle.
That's not a positive. And just to finish off, Pike could have killed Lethos and missed the kid at killing shot. He was distracted with Buffy. He comes instead of just stabbing him in the back.
Don't blame him.
No, he jumps on Lethos's back and tries to strangle him.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, that's how you kill vampires.
might be hard to get through the rib cage from the back. I don't know. I've never
And then
tried.
Buffy achieves it less than 60 seconds later
Yeah.
in a terrible fight scene.
Look, I'll get to that in my argument. Thank you very much.
I'll just summarise with terrible tone. Sutherland phoned it in, which really hurt the film. And the pacing, there's just so much. Pacing and dialogue, I'll leave it at that.
Cool.
Katie knows she's backed into a corner here.
Dead man walking.
Well, to start off, it's basically just a bad fanfic. Like, it was written by what would be a teenage girl, I think. Because, to be fair, it's not bad taste, but I did enjoy it.
Oh, I knew it!
No, it was I love the camp. No, I really enjoy campy, like over the top, disgusting filth. Chuck it out, of course, but like it's.
Well, watch it wasn't chuck it out.
Yeah, I wouldn't ever watch it with my friends, but chuck it out wasn't worth your time, but it was worth my time.
I love it that this is like your guilty shame. Like, you're like, I'm not going to
You
show
don't
it to my
it
friends.
It is.
It's now online that people know you watched this.
This is going on the internet.
See, I didn't know that it was even like a movie. I only ever knew about Buffy the show, and like I knew that she was cool and that she was this edgy girl, but then you watch the movie and the amount of times they've had to remind Buffy that you're not like other girls.
Which they never justified.
What other girls?
I started to believe that I was also not like other girls.
Andre, the Vampire Slayer.
Like, oh my god. Like, this, but to be fair, this is also an argument to throw it out, because this is coming from a person who, regrettably, cried during the end of the Twilight Saga.
Cried because it was finished, like,
Because
finally.
1,000 years, man. Like, the song just killed me.
So what you're saying is, in the interim, we'll throw it out, but if they went back and re-edited it and added 1,000 years, you'd say keep it, maybe?
Yeah.
Well, while they're riding off on their motorbikes.
Yeah, the cops somehow don't stop them.
Yeah.
But, yeah, like, I think that in a way she was a really good heroine in a way. Like, I think I enjoy the really campy, girly, like, Valley Girl kind of vibe. Kind of like how Clueless made that famous, except...
Yeah, but Clueless is a much better film.
I know, but like...
Clueless actually works. It leads into it.
vampires in it! It has vampires, okay?
And the late, great Luke Perry.
And Luke Perry! Oh, and yeah, but I'm not gonna let this like be in the bin. Like, I'm taking it home, if anything.
Right, so you're saying throw it out.
So we're gonna throw it out, and I'm gonna see you outside my house in the bin, scrounging around looking for this DVD.
No, what
Yes.
we do is Kyle takes it and throws it through her window like a mailman, like he did to us when he was done with it. Just tosses it out his car window.
Now Carl will be flying outside Andre's window. Come on, man, I'm hungry. Here's your DVD.
Yeah. But my favourite part of it, I did watch all the extras too, but the fact that they had...
I'm the only one that...
they
For a reason.
They had a featurette labelled fantasy and a featurette with basically the same thing, but different music, and labelled it hip-hop. So it was like... fantasy hip-hop, dude!
It's a new genre.
Yeah, I think she was a good dancer. It was very heartwarming to see her, like, kind of be, like, just a valley girl trying to, like, do her thing.
Well, it made it more real that she was
Yeah, it was
offbeat.
real. It was real. Okay, I like the realism.
So the realism of how crappy of an actress she is, that she's just trying.
Yeah.
I feel like Andre says she wants to throw it out, but really she's arguing some great points on my behalf.
No, don't jump on her argument.
Okay, fine.
That
Wait
yellow
till
jacket, though.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
That was a very cool jacket.
Yeah.
Like when I saw that yellow jacket, it felt like what's her name?
Kill
from,
Bill.
No, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the cartoon.
Oh.
What's her name? The girl from TMNT.
I
I
wasn't
forgot her
an
name. I forgot
avid
her name.
watcher
Where's my?
of
You can
Teenage
Google
Mutant
this
Ninja
now.
Turtles.
But yeah, that jacket, I was just like, it's so the times, you know, it's so the times.
Yeah,
but
this
like,
movie is the times.
Yeah.
With the times.
Look, granted, it probably started the feel of the Power Rangers and stuff like that, you know, that high school, like, you know, filmed in the studio type of thing. But, you know, that's the only credit I'm going to give this thing. It set the tone for the 90s.
Yep, that's it. Keep it.
Wow. Turns it around.
Did she turn it around on advice from you, though? You've done this to yourself.
No. She was protecting this the whole time, Tay. Surely you have some negatives.
I am a firm believer. Like, I feel like I just took everything. I was just so faithful. I was like, yes, I'm gonna take that. Like, it doesn't make sense, but I will agree. There were some, like, with the law, it was, but I just, I took it. It's like, I need no explanation. I will go with you to the graveyard.
I'm really concerned for you.
Kevin, we need to talk to your sister about stranger danger.
Yeah, but if you see someone who's about, 50?
Oh, at least.
But I'm not like other girls.
All right. Well, I guess it's time for me to argue in favour of this DVD. Hopefully I can convince some of our listeners. Otherwise...
If they've seen the film, you don't have a chance.
Yeah. You better hope it... Is this on any streaming services? No, because...
I think YouTube's the only one that's got it.
Yeah.
Pornhub.
I don't think it is, because otherwise I would have just told everyone to watch it on XYZ. But I had to physically get my DVD copy around to everyone at this table.
You're spreading it.
I am. I'm spreading the word. Because... What do I think that should happen with Buffy the Vampire Slayer 1992? I think that it should be revered like toilet paper in Australia right now. In fact, I want everyone in Australia to go out and panic buy copies of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Just this week, I saw it in CEX for $3.50. So, you can't go past it.
Toilet paper or Buffy.
It's about the same price right now.
Yeah.
True. Yeah. True. You know what? I think it's actually cheaper than toilet paper.
Yeah, what's more comfortable on my butt?
But if everyone goes out and panic buys, then, the price could be driven up, which is awesome. I'm down with that. Okay, so the first reason why everyone should go out and buy this DVD and own it forever and ever is because this was an intelligent film. It predicted the future. And I'm going to tell you why. When they were planning the theme of their school dance, they were listing some issues with the world. Yes?
Here we go.
In 1992. The first issue that they listed was litter. Let's have a look at what Greta Thunberg has been doing. Let's have a look at all the people who are trying to get rid of single-use plastics. So smart, Buffy. But wait, there's more. Then they said another issue is forest fires. Oh my goodness, what happened in Australia
This is
just this
nitpicking,
year?
man.
Just this year. Bushfires everywhere.
So you say Buffy from the 90s predicted all these things?
Absolutely. And the third thing that they said, bugs. What's going around the world right now?
It's not a bug, mate.
Coronavirus. A bug.
I'm sorry, I have to counter this point because another one they also did bring up was we should one say don't tread on the earth.
That's a metaphor.
No, she was being literal. She was quite. That's right.
Yeah.
I don't think
tread on me.
I think that
don't tread on the earth, and that's the whole theme.
I think that the joke was that she was being metaphorical, but that Buffy didn't get the metaphor.
No. It was that she was thick.
Everyone,
that character was thick.
Go out and watch this DVD so you can decide whether it was a metaphor or not. Anyway, The Simpsons predicted Trump. Buffy predicted the beginning of 2020. So, that is a huge tick of approval.
Long shot.
No, this film is awesome. Okay, the second point that I'm going to make is only idiots died in this film, okay? Be smart, people. Don't go around a carousel at night time. You deserve to be eaten by a vampire. That's what's going to happen to you.
Sorry, Merrick's an idiot.
No!
Ooh,
Merrick
yeah,
is
he
not
is.
an idiot. And I'm going to tell you why. First of all, one of my points is going to be... I feel like the Lost Boys and Buffy are like in a linked universe, and Donald Sutherland knew that his son Kiefer was on the wrong side of the tracks, and he learnt from his son's mistakes.
Even though the Lost Boys came out before this movie.
Exactly. He learnt from his son's mistakes. So he got a disguise. He got a hat. He got a trench coat. He got gloves. He got a scarf. And then
he looked like a
he
hobo.
told Buffy, don't let anyone know what's happening. He was going
Yeah,
around-
because he's gonna go to jail if someone knew what he was doing.
He was going around in his disguise. Do you know why David Arquette got eaten? Because he was only wearing camouflage-style pants. And he got eaten because, even though his legs were camouflaged, the top half of his body wasn't. See, if he was smart, he would have worn camouflage all over, he would have been fine.
Yeah, because Pee-wee Vampire just happened to be there.
Yeah. And you know what? Even Merrick's spare hat knew what was up. Did anyone look in the background of his apartment? Because what there was a bunch of lamps and then Merrick's spare hat on a stick, disguised as a lamp, so it wouldn't get eaten by vampires. Merrick knew. Merrick knew how to combat the vampire plague.
Was it an apartment? It felt like a mansion.
I think it was a loft. It looked like
And he can't afford better clothes.
But that was his disguise. Had he not worn that, he would have been seen. Okay, the third reason why we need to keep this film is because Buffy is a sporting legend. You already talked about her sporting montage, but you didn't talk about the fact that she's sponsored by Nike. There was a close-up of her shoe, Nike. Do you know who else is sponsored by Nike? Cristiano Ronaldo, LeBron James, Rory McIlroy, all amazing athletes. Buffy is just like them.
This is like...
Plus,
send her to the hospital.
she would put Daniel San to shame because she killed a fly with a thumbtack. She spat it out of her mouth and killed the fly, therefore sporting legend.
What sport exactly?
Vampire hunting. It's prolific. It's been at the Olympic Games for 2,000 years. Yep, I'm going to stick with that.
You are desperate.
Positive messages. This film has so many positive messages. They want to save the environment. They're all about female empowerment. I personally, you know what, can get behind the cramps thing. It's nice that, you know, this somewhat negative thing, this thing that's been traditionally just a painful, horrible experience, is like a superpower for her. You know?
You don't feel it ties her powers to her womanhood,
I think
which undermines them.
You think it undermines them? I think it makes...
Her powers only exist because she's becoming a woman.
Is she becoming a woman or is she already a woman?
I guess it depends on when she hit puberty, but...
I think she's already a woman.
I think she hit puberty a long time ago.
She is a strong woman. At one point, a motorcycle man, like a bikie, says, "Hey, babe, want to get some real power between your legs?" And she kicks him off his bike, steals his bike, and rides off to fight Lothos on his bike.
Remind us how she knows how to ride it.
What?
Did she drive in this?
She rides the motorbike.
No, did she drive a car?
Oh, I've never seen
Yeah.
it.
She had an ancestor. It was
Yeah.
The road motorbikes.
Yeah, exactly. Also, I really like that in this film, this is actually a genuine point, I'm not being an idiot. I really like in this film that Pike supports Buffy in being a hero. He sharpens a bunch of sticks, but he knows that she's the one that's going to fight the bad guys, and even on the poster, she is positioned in front of him, protecting him, and that's really, really cool for the 1990s.
I'll give you the gender reversal word very well. Worked very well.
Yeah.
Shh.
With a few positives.
3 final reasons why this film should be bought by everyone in Australia tomorrow. There was a Wizard of Oz allusion towards the end, and everyone knows the Wizard of Oz is awesome. Irony, a great ironic joke. One of my favourite lines was when one of the cheerleader friends said, "So like now we're like stupid." So good, so funny, so ironic. And I liked that Lothos was having a snack on a cat. I'm sorry, Andre, I'm not a fan of cats. I'm happy.
It felt so unnecessarily evil. Like, just in case you didn't get this is the bad guy, he's now going to drain a kitten.
Yeah, but look, cats kill native wildlife.
They also kill pests.
Yeah, like this movie.
But native birds are important to me, and Lothos knows the importance of native birds. So he's
California.
he's going after the plague that is cats.
Jeez.
Yeah,
You're sitting next to a cat owner.
I know. She will forgive me.
Now she's got to turn her argument around now.
She's going to bring Uma Cat over.
Hey, look, if she steals this DVD, at least it's not in our house.
But I know where I can get another copy.
No. Just ring up the place, burn it.
CEX for $3.50.
It's $3.50 too much.
Hopefully no one gets there before me. It's also on Blu-ray, so we could watch this whole thing in high definition.
So we can see the terrible textures in the background even better.
Absolutely.
One more, like the 20th Century Fox like intro. That felt really old.
They
Well-
didn't update it till really late in the century, didn't they? Or when it ticked over?
Because it just felt like it was like back from the bloody...
I'm sure they used that same one for many years.
It was gross. Anyway, it was gross.
Okay.
Aesthetically, it was gross.
It's not 20th Century Fox anymore, so
Yeah, studio
it's
thing.
fine.
Yeah.
Anyway, the question that we are putting out there is, who do you agree with? Kevin, we should bury this film in a tomb and stab it through the heart.
Yeah.
Kyle, just throw it out. Andre, throw it out into my own house. Or me. Everyone should go out and buy their own copy. Let us know on our socials. We are on Facebook, Inconceivable Reviews Official. We are on Instagram, Inconceivable Reviews. While you're at it, head on to our website, www.inconceivablereviews.com. We release regular weekly reviews of new releases, not old films from my collection that people have probably forgotten about. Let us know what you think.
That's right. We still own half the DVDs that she was supposed to throw out.
Hopefully, everyone lets us keep this classic.
No.